FedNow, a new system for processing instant payments between financial institutions, has been rolled out to 35 early adopting banks and credit unions. Twitter is being rebranded as X. The rebranding is the clearest declaration that the social network is no longer the same as it was before. Google co-founder Sergey Brin has reportedly been showing up at Google offices much more often recently to help the company advance its AI endeavors. Brin has been working with the AI team to build Google's next-generation AI model Gemini, mostly using his role to support the hiring process. Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai seems to welcome Brin's involvement. Brin had brushed aside AI for years and ignored many of the early developments from Google Brain that are now the basis of many cutting-edge AI technologies. Reddit has removed the moderators of r, male fashion advice, a subreddit with more than 5 million subscribers. The subreddit was the largest subreddit still closed in protest of Reddit's API pricing changes. It had gone private while directing its users towards the r, male fashion advice, Discord and Substack. The subreddit is still in restricted status, meaning only certain users can make new posts. Amazon hopes to be building and launching up to 80 satellites per month within a few years to populate its Kuiper constellation. The Kuiper network aims to provide internet connectivity around the world. Amazon will begin production of the satellites in the next 6 months. It has invested around $120 million into a production facility that can accommodate up to 3 simultaneous launch campaigns. DishBrain is a semi-biological computer chip with human and mouse brains lab grown into its electrodes created by Monash University scientists. The project attracted a $407,000 grant from Australia's National Intelligence and Security Discovery Research Grants program after the chips demonstrated the ability to learn to play the game Pong within 5 minutes. These types of chips may eventually become a new form of machine intelligence. The funds from the grant will be used to scale up the hardware and methods used to create the chips to the point where they become a viable replacement for silicon computing. NativePHP is a framework for building desktop applications using PHP. It allows PHP developers to create cross-platform, native apps using familiar tools and technologies. NativePHP features a collection of easy-to-use classes, a set of tools for building and bundling applications, and a static cross-platform PHP runtime. Some workers hired for remote positions at Amazon will be among those forced to relocate to fulfill a new company policy requiring 3 days per week of in-office work. This series of articles explains what happens when you run a program on your computer. It covers how multiprocessing works, what system calls are, how computers manage memory with hardware interrupts, and how Linux loads executables. Computers are surprisingly simple and there is much less complexity or abstraction than one might expect. TypeScript execute is Node.js enhanced with sbuild to run TypeScript and ESM. Sam Bankman-Fried's younger brother considered purchasing Nauru to create a fortified apocalypse bunker state, according to a lawsuit filed in a Delaware bankruptcy court. Gabe Bankman-Fried had planned to buy the island nation to protect his allies and create a genetically enhanced human species in the event of a mass human extinction event. A representative from Nauru says that the island was not, and has never been, for sale. Reddit has announced new outreach efforts to help repair ties with its users and volunteer moderators that it relies on. The efforts include weekly feedback sessions for pre-vetted users. Moderators have low expectations of Reddit's efforts as the company has refused to give way to virtually any of the mods' demands. Reddit's removal of protesting mods has further destroyed trust in the company. The ChatGPT app on Android will probably have the same functionality as the iOS version, and it should be able to sync conversations and preferences across devices. Apple isn't sure what to do with its GPT chatbot project on the customer-facing side yet, but it has been experimenting with ways to expand its use within the organization.